Welcome to KY Green, the new software for the Weatherization Assistance Program. To begin, use your assigned login, username, and password. And click the Login button. The home screen will display your reporting options, and you will only have access to your assigned agency and will be displayed as an agency administrator or an agency user. Agency administrators have the ability to input data and submit monthly reports, where agency users only have the ability to input data. Use the drop-down box next to the year and the month you wish to bill in. A new feature in KY Green is that you now have the capability to view current and historical monthly draw reports and other helpful documentation listed under the Reporting tab. Under this section, you can review system calculations, KY Green acronyms, and other helpful training materials. When you have selected the month you want to bill in, click on the View Report button. Another new feature in KY Green is the Check Out, Check In Report for Editing button. To eliminate the possibility for multiple users to edit or submit a draw simultaneously, creating potential issues, this feature will not allow a user or administrator to proceed without checking out the report for editing. While the report is in checkout mode, no other user or administrator will be allowed access to that report. Under the Jobs tab, you have the ability to add new job or view job history. By selecting Add New Job, the system will allow you to begin entering job data. There will be a separate training segment on adding jobs and service cost. By selecting View Job History, the system will provide you a listing of all jobs regardless of job status recorded in the new KY Green system. The remaining three sections under this tab are Previously Billed All Jobs This Year, Job Subtotals All Jobs This Month, and Job Subtotals All Jobs This Year. If you are unsure what the acronyms are indicating under these sections, you can reference the KY Green acronyms document showing under the Reporting tab. For a quick overview, let's review those. From left to right, this will display your funding source, health and safety materials installed, health and safety materials used from the warehouse, health and safety labor, health and safety cost, weatherization materials installed, weatherization's materials used from the warehouse, weatherization labor, weatherization cost, material, labor, and reimbursable cost. Under the Donated section, you have DSM installed materials, DSM labor, DSM health and safety materials installed, DSM health and safety labor, donated leveraged materials, donated leveraged labor, donations total, and the total cost from reimbursable and the Donated section. Selecting the month data for all jobs or the year data for all jobs will break those expenses down on a job level. Scrolling back to the top, you can now navigate between the different sections. You can navigate through KY Green by using your mouse to click on each individual tab between Jobs, DOE, LAHEAP, and Breakdown. Or you can simply click on the Continue button to advance to the next tab option. If you are using the mouse click option, the system will prompt you with a message stating, "Any unsaved data will be lost. Do you want to continue?" where the other will not. The DOE and the LAHEAP tabs mirror data from the other, with the only exception being the funding source. Under the DOE and LAHEAP tabs is a series of 7 sections that will be displayed. Let's look at these individually. Section 1 is your DOE or your LAHEAP 702 invoice. There will be a separate training segment on adding jobs and service cost to create your 702 invoice. However, as a quick overview, as you enter job data under the Job tab, the system will automatically calculate some service cost on your 702, also known as the invoice. This invoice displays your monthly charges, any adjustments you might have, year-to-date expenses, your budget, and your balance. To print your 702 invoice, you will click on the Download and Print button. Section 2 is DOE Program Income. This section outlines costs associated with equipment sold, client reimbursements, other program income, and total program income. Section 3 is your Weatherization Inventory, and Section 4 is your Health and Safety Inventory. Both sections outlines beginning materials inventory per CAA books, materials purchased and warehoused for the month, materials purchased by CAK for the month, materials inventory adjustment, materials used from the warehouse during the month, and ending weatherization materials inventory balance. Scrolling down to the next section is your total weatherization and health and safety inventory, which automatically combines sections 3 and 4 for you. The next section is section 6 on completions and in-progress units for the month. This section provides monthly, year-to-date, and yearly unit totals for the following categories: reweatherized, completed and not reweatherized, completed with DOE or LAHEAP funds, walkaways, units in progress at the end of the month, labor program cost, and average program cost. The year-to-date column only includes totals from each month in this program year, excluding the current billing month, where the yearly column includes totals from each month in this program year, including the current billing month. Scrolling down to the final section is Section 7, Installed Materials. This section provides monthly, year-to-date, and yearly installed material totals for the following categories: DOE funded installed materials, DSM installed, DSM health and safety, donated leveraged, total DOE, and average DOE installed materials. Again, the year-to-date column only includes totals from each month in this program year, excluding the current billing month, where the yearly column includes totals from each month in this program year, including the current billing month. If you scroll back towards the top of the page, you now have the ability to advance to the next tab over. Again, you can mouse click to tab over or click on the Save and Continue button. Because we have already reviewed the sections for DOE, which are exactly the same for the LAHEAP section, let's move to the Breakdown tab. This tab provides statistical and reporting data on 4 main categories. A new feature in KY Green is that it now provides interactive error messages. Although the system can prompt you on any tab, the most common to receive these messages is within the Breakdown tab regarding the Report Overview, Yearly Cost and Limit section. Let's look at these sections individually. Report Overview, Yearly Average Cost and Limits. This section will be examined heavily during your draw review to ensure agency abides by your minimum and maximum averages and percentages identified within the weatherization program. Within this section, the system will provide you with year-to-date and actual percentages for regular weatherization, health and safety, program support, average weatherization cost, and average materials. An updated feature in KY Green is that the limits for health and safety no longer include LAHEAP and have lowered from 24% to 20%, and the average weatherization costs have increased from $6,987 to $7,105 for program year 2016. Another new feature in KY Green is because there are times when your averages will not meet the requirement, for example, at the beginning of the program year. For those instances where a budget modification will not correct the issue, you must provide an exemption justification. This is a system-required field and cannot be bypassed. You will need to provide a detailed explanation as to why your cost and limits are not meeting the requirements. To remain in compliance with your funding agreement, please note that all averages must be within their designation by program year end. After entering your exemption justification, you will need to hit the Submit Anyway button in order for the system to accept your draw. Scrolling down to the next option is the Cost Summary by Status. This section provides cost breakdown summaries for each funding source on reimbursable and/or donated expenses. The third tab is the breakdown per county and by funds expended per county per source. This section is a nice reporting tool should you need to know how much DOE or LAHEAP funds are expended in a specific county in your service area. The final section under this tab is breakdown of units completed. This section breaks down DOE and LAHEAP units per type, fuel type, total people assisted, and total units completed by occupancy and income levels. An updated feature in KY Green is that the data under this tab now automatically populates to eliminate duplication of work and manual errors. Scrolling back up to the top of the page, there are two ways to exit KY Green. Under this breakdown tab, you have the option to save and exit or submit report. Save and exit will save your changes, check the draw back in, and return you to the home report page. The submit report button will allow you to save changes, check the draw back in, and submit your draw to KHC for review. The system will return you to the Jobs tab for that month, where you can see that the report has been locked, submitted, and date stamped. Another new feature in KY Green is depending on the type of error reports within your draw, the system may not allow you to save and exit or submit report. There are two different types of error messages. Cannot save and submit report. If you exit the system when the cannot save or submit report error message is prompted, you will lose all data and will be required to re-enter your information when you return. The second error message is cannot submit report. If you exit the system when the cannot submit report error message is prompted, the system will save your data and you can return later to fix the issues. For this example, I will proceed with submitting my report. As you can see, the system is prompting me with another error message to provide the exemption justification. This is where you would provide your detailed description and click on the Submit Anyway button. Scrolling back to the top of the page, you can now see that the report has been locked and submitted, and there is a date stamp to show you when it was submitted.